Hello everybody, welcome to end of day market update. This is S&P 500. Yesterday we were here end of day and I told you guys there are two scenarios. Either S&P 500 will come back to the buy zone and then bounce, or it will go to the sell zone and then come back to buy box. This is just a ping pong, and look what happened. This morning we were here around 9 o'clock. I gave an update to my subscribers in pre-market. I told you guys this is the time to buy. We are touching the buy box. I gave them these levels. Even in mid-afternoon update, I told you guys this is just a stop rate. This is where you need to buy. You do not short here. This is where you need to buy. And they bought SPY here, and even today, just today's profit, they made easily around 9%, okay, 0.9%. And you know, guys, there's a subscription fees if you want to know these trades. It's only like $7 a month. Just one trade can make subscription for more than a year. It can give you more profits than that. Okay, all right guys, so where we go from here, let's look at levels. S&P 500, it's here right now. It's near the middle line, which is neutral line. So again, I think there's still possibility S&P 500 can go at minimum 0.4% higher, 45.19. That's also possible. And I want to show you on SPY where we are going. Actually, it looks like there are some gap fills. So if I go to daily chart, let me hide this indicator. So these are the two scenarios I shared with my my members. I said there are two scenarios. There is this gap here around 443. Actually, if I go to 1 hour chart, this gap was filled. Actually, I have to hide these sessions. Okay, so there was this gap. You can see this gap was here, which was created on a gap up on Friday, and then that gap was filled, and now there's another gap left here. So there are two scenarios. We either go to fill this gap and then go higher, or now we're going higher. Now we had a gap down, we still did not fill this gap, so most likely we're going to go fill this gap. If we fill this gap, there's another gap here, we're going to fill that gap as well. So again, going to daily chart. So I think my most probable scenario is we go toward like yellow line. We go to previous highs, maybe make a double top and then go down and then fill this gap and then go higher. Or tomorrow we go down and fill this gap and then go higher. But regardless which way we go, we're going higher, and my target is 480, which is new all-time high for this year. It's market makers came so far since the bottom in October. They came so far, they're gonna take the previous highs for sure. Okay, the previous highs around 670. I think most likely we're gonna go to 6480 for sure. So regardless, don't be worried. If you are holding on this dip, you can keep holding and eventually we will be higher. You can even buy long-term call options. December expiry, we know we will be higher from here. Okay, now this dip, if we're gonna get tomorrow, look to buy, or if we get later on in next couple of months, look to buy this dip when this gap is filled, because there will be a massive rally after that. Okay, now again going back to my indicators and show you the levels. So I have to bring extended hours back on these cash market. So again, going back to US 500, these are the levels here. So tomorrow 45.18, if you're holding longs, look to take profits here. It can go, however, just keep in mind this rally can go higher, and if I show you on SPY, it can go as high as 456. Okay, so from today's close, SPY is close neutral. So first gap fill is around 0.19%, and then the second gap is around almost 1.65%. Okay, so these two gaps can be filled, and it can go as high as third standard deviation. That's also possible. S&P 500 on a bull market, it can reach there. Okay, so don't be surprised if you go to these lines are there, so that you know, if we go to third standard deviation, we need to short, and if we go to third standard deviation at the bottom, we need to definitely buy, no matter what people are saying. Anyhow, so all right, so that's on S&P 500, Nasdaq 100, triple Qs in the middle. Same thing I told people to buy here. And today's profit, my members made just with this more than 1%. And triple Qs, let's quickly look at triple Qs, which I'm still holding because I know it can go as high as there are multiple gaps here. So if you look at triple Qs, same as S&P 500, the gaps here are that three gaps. First gap is very close right now around 373. Second gap is around 382, and third gap is around 385. So from here, first gap is here 0.46. Second gap is almost 3% up, and the third gap is almost 3.6%. Okay, so that's going to be a massive rally. You can see multiple gaps are here. So this is my preferred scenario because the gap at the bottom is quite far. So the gap at the bottom from here is around 5%. I don't think it's going to go down 5%. I think we're going to fill this gap, maybe come back to test this trend line and then go. And also you can see what's happening on 1 hour. You can see we're getting divergence. Okay, you can see prices going lower, and you can see RSI is going higher, and PPO is also going higher. So a bounce is due, and that's what we are getting. So these are my levels. So same thing like SPY, looking for higher prices. Dow Jones, same thing. Okay, so I have to update this. Let's go to 1 hour chart and see are there any gaps. You can see these are the gaps, so we have to adjust this now. Looks like it wants to go fill this gap and then come down. So that's on Dow Jones. And IWM, same thing. I think from here we're going to fill this gap. Probably most likely these two gaps before we go lower to fill this bottom gap. Okay, so these are the scenarios I'm looking for on major indices. And gold is now below this trend line. Okay, you can see this trend line is broken. Now this could be a stop rate, and if we get a recovery tomorrow, that's going to be very bullish for gold, and most likely it's going to take this previous resistance out this time. So we'll see, it's right on the support area here. You can see if I draw a support box on gold, can see right here, this is the support area. Gold is right on the support area. This is where I'm expecting a bounce on gold. Gold miners, same thing, looks like a stop rate. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see multiple gaps, and I do expect these gaps to fill, and I do expect this to be back on this trend line very, very soon. Let's keep moving. Silver, same thing. I think it's going down now, so we can get rid of this. It's getting very close to this trend line, which is going to be a bottom very, very soon. So this is where you need to start scalping or start buying silver for long run. It's a very good price. Around you're getting around $22. So don't miss this. And I think from here we're going to touch this trend and then go higher, and we're very close to the bottom. Natural gas is looking very nice, keep pumping higher. Bottomed here around here, and now it's just buy the dip. Look to buy any dips on natural gas. Nothing changed. Crude oil, very bullish. This is good and bad. Bad is this is gonna show higher CPI reading because you can see since June to July, oil is higher. So probably this CPI reading for July will be very high. So oil could be a major factor, but it's again very bullish chart. It's buy the dip. Oil, Hang Seng Index, it's in the buy zone, and I show you quickly on the short-term time frames. You can see Hang Seng Index is right and very nicely. China is in the buy zone. This is where I told my subscriber you should be looking to buy China as well. Looking very nice. This is the time to scalp, and today we had a very nice recovery on Baba, came to the buy zone here, a massive bounce, and Baidu again gap down, and then from gap down Chinese stocks closed higher, almost 2%, Baba and Baidu. And MCHI is what I told people to buy, and looks like this gap is also filled, so you can get rid of this. So since the open could have made easily more than 1% on Chinese indexes. Again, Chinese index is still in the buy zone as of this recording at 9:12 p.m. Eastern. Toronto Stock Exchange also came to the buy zone, and looks like this gap is also filled, the green line, and looks like this is still a very good time to buy, and recovered very nicely towards the end of the day. So this is looking nice. Bitcoin is bouncing, and I told everybody to buy. You can see it went outside third standard deviation. It was a perfect shot. Now it's going to hang here, but if I go to daily chart, you can see very nicely Bitcoin came to the support trend line. You can see if I zoom in, you can see very nicely this trend line support came to support. Now I need to get rid of this. Looks like it found a buyer here, and you can see we got a green dot, and then you can see green line is crossing red line. So this is a very bullish, first bullish move. You can see when we got green dot here first time, Bitcoin went from here to the all-time highs 27%. So it can go, I think it's ready to go to new all-time highs to around 36-37%. Ethereum, same thing in the channel and right on the support. Also got a green dot on Ethereum. And let's see, green light is about to cross red line. So looking very bullish on Ethereum as well. Bonds bottomed here. Now it's higher. Nothing changed here. Dollar, looking for dollar to fail here, and then that will help gold and other stocks to rise. So here we can draw a resistance here, so a box here. This is where exactly I want dollar to fail. This is a good box. You can see resistance box here. This could be where dollar is gonna find a major resistance, so we're gonna make this red. Even the fill we can make it red, so this is what I'm expecting on dollar. Let's make this one green. All right, copper in the buy zone. Okay, perfect, came in the buy box. This is where you need to buy copper. CPER wheat bounced. You can see I made this trend line, support, support, support. This was a short trade, basically stop loss trade, and then now it's going higher. So I think wheat is also finding bottom, gonna go higher from here. Corn also, this was a stop trade, now it looks like it's gonna go higher. Soybeans on support, perfect support, looking for a bounce very soon on commodities. Sugar again making a higher low, looking for a bounce here. So this is where you got to buy sugar. And let's quickly look at what else is there. All the sectors. Newmont mine, you can see very close to the buy box here. This is the support area, and this is where it should find a bid very soon. Gold mine is going to have a massive pump, I think, very soon. XLK, this is energy sector. Sorry, this is tech sector. Looks like this could be a reversal candle, now heading higher. There are multiple gaps. The heavyweight on this is Apple, so that's why it looks like it's a bit weak. But this is the perfect time to buy XLK. I will show you buy ranges, buy box short term very soon at the end of the video. XLE took a bid, gap down, and oil recovered, looking for lower prices. XLV looks like it's going higher from here, so this is done, and looks like the bottom is in. Now it's going to a new high. Utilities sector, you can see here catching a bit, so this is a perfect time to buy utilities. Still it's like a stop rate, looking for recovery very soon and then going higher. Industrials looking for another new high or double top before it goes lower. Real estate sector again down a little bit, but looking for, let's go to 1 hour chart. Still not fill this gap, looking for higher prices. Looks like this could be bottom before we go lower. Financials were down. There was this news, bearish news from Bank of Italy saying they're going to charge all the profits which bank made. They're going to tell banks to give money back to government. So that's why stocks were selling. But I think it's very good time to buy financials. It's possible we're going to go make a new high and then go lower to fill a couple of these gaps, but we'll see how it goes. Regional bank ETF looks like it wants to go higher, so before it goes lower. So today was a great time to buy. I'm looking for new high prices. You can see this drop here. This is going to go significantly higher, like this a couple of days, like how it dropped. I'm expecting a pump up. This is also inverse head and shoulder, so looking very nice. Tesla coming very close to the support box, and there's a gap here around 235 that will fill. It doesn't need to fill now. It can go high, fill this gap around 291. This is earnings gap before it goes down. That's quite possible, so keep an eye on that. But if it comes down later this week to fill this gap, then that will be a great buying opportunity, and that will be very close to the trend line. So that's why you should be looking to buy Tesla. Netflix looking for a pump before going lower. Google again looking for more pump before going lower. And Microsoft very close to the trend line. Wow, okay, so I think Microsoft is mostly, this could be maybe another day of finalizing the bottom. Microsoft is looking really good. I'm looking for higher prices from here on Microsoft. Okay, very close to the bottom on Microsoft. Meta, I think we're gonna go higher, fill this gap before we decide on going anywhere lower. But looks like it broke this trend line. We can probably draw another trend line here. Let me see if we can draw something like this. Let's see. Yeah, this is another trend line now on Meta. Okay, so we have to adjust based on the price action, all these trend lines. So yeah, this is something you can draw like that, and we just need to see if that trend line breaks for the next sell signal. All right. Apple, I told everybody to buy. You can see it's coming very close to this gap fill. So maybe it will, let's see if tomorrow we get any weakness to fill this gap, we go higher, or we go higher now, fill this gap, and then come lower. I don't know what will happen. We'll figure it out. But if tomorrow we are here around 175, that's the best time to buy Apple. But I wouldn't be, if you're a long-term holder, then this is a great time to buy Apple. I think Apple is due for a bounce very, very soon. Amazon, massive earning gaps. I think it's going to go higher before it goes lower. So fill this gap, then come down. For now, everything is looking bullish for Amazon. NVDA, multiple gaps to the downside. I'm not bullish on this. AMD, also looking for pump before going lower. Snowflake had a massive dump, massive gap down. I think, I don't know what the news was. It's looking very weak for some reason. There's also earnings around 24th of August. We'll see how it goes. But there's a gap, I think, here. So that gap will eventually be filled. So we'll see if it's going to come all the way down sooner than later. We'll figure it out, but there's also a gap, multiple gaps. Now it's making to the upside. So if market is going bullish, maybe Snowflake is going to go higher first, then it comes lower. Okay. All right, I think those are the major indexes. Let's quickly look at the buy and sell zones for tomorrow. So you already seen S&P 500 and stocks that are in buy zone. Nasdaq is already pumping pre-market. Dow Jones is in the neutral zone. US 2000 IWM is in the neutral zone. Gold is very close to the buy zone. Gold miners is still in the buy zone. GDX looking for a pump very soon. Triple Qs, let me get extended hours on. So triple Qs close to the neutral line, looking for, like I said before, multiple gaps upside. Silver came to the buy zone, now coming closer to that, so wait for it to dip below later before buying silver. Natural gas closer to sell zone, wait for it to come to buy zone before buying, no interest in here. And crude oil came from buy zone to sell zone, now looking for it to come back to the buy zone later on. Toronto Stock Exchange in the buy zone, Hang Seng Index is in the buy zone, Bitcoin is in the sell zone, looking for it to cool down a little bit, but it's looking very bullish. Ethereum is in the sell zone, bonds also near the sell zone, dollar near the sell zone. So if dollar weaks, looking for it to come back to buy zone. I think that's going to be bullish for gold and all the stocks. Copper in the buy zone, wheat in the sell zone, so wait for it to cool down. Corn in the near sell zone, so not interested here. Soybeans is in the near the sell zone. Sugar in the buy zone, so sugar looking very good. Cane is the ETF if you want to trade sugar. Let's quickly look at XLK in the buy zone, XLK, and XLI in the middle, nothing to do here. XLRE, real estate sector jump from the buy zone, nothing to do here. Financials jump from the buy zone, wait for it to come back later on. KRE jump from the buy zone, nothing to do here. Tesla jump from the buy zone. This is another trade I told everybody to buy, all the members, pre-market. That's in the middle, so I'll wait for Tesla to either drop or go here. Netflix near sell zone, nothing to do here. Google near sell zone. Microsoft came to the buy zone, and looks like pre-market we had pump. Looks like there was some pump pre-market, post-market, sorry. So looks like him jumping from basically buy zone to neutral zone. Meta, nothing to do here. Apple is still close to buy zone, but the opportunity to buy Apple was last couple of days. Now still not late if you still want to buy. Amazon in the neutral zone. Snowflakes must be in the buy zone. Yeah, very good buy opportunity on Snowflakes. NVDA in the middle, nothing to do here. AMD closer to buy box. Very good here. Intel is bouncing, nothing to do here. ARKK is closer to buy box. Shopify is in the buy range. Very nice trade if you want to buy Shopify. PayPal is in the buy range. CRM is in the buy range. IBM ignores. Cisco closer to sell range, so not interested here. Disney is pumping. Is there any news? Must be some news, but Disney was in the buy range for a while. UPS massive dump after earnings and now recovered, so now in the middle. McDonald's in the middle. Home Depot in the middle. Nike in the middle. Honeywell still in the buy range. MasterCard, nothing to do here. Visa, nothing to do here. Starbucks, still very close to the buy range. BCE in the buy range. Telus also in the buy range. Costco, nothing to do here. And UNH dumped at the end of the day. I don't know why. Must be some news, but came to the buy box. But let's see if it falls below 499.60. Look to buy. ABBV, nothing to do here. Pfizer in the neutral zone. China stocks, I already said it's in the buy zone. And let's look at banks because banks were selling. JP Morgan jumped from the buy zone out into neutral. Citigroup close to the buy zone. Goldman Sachs in the buy zone. Bank of America neutral zone. This is real, nothing to do here. Enbridge bounced from the buy box to the neutral zone. Very nice trade here. And let's quickly look at growth stocks. Riot bounced heavily. Now in the neutral zone, Zoom is in the buy box. Good time to buy Zoom. Target, good time to buy Target. Palantir in the buy zone. Plug near buy zone. SE in the buy zone. AEHR, nothing to do here. TTD in the middle. Square also in the buy box. Okay, guys, hopefully this was very educational. Again, if you want to make more benefits, want to learn about these lines and want to join, there's a join link in the description of my video, and it's only like $7 for a month. If you don't like it, you can cancel the membership and you can just make money for the whole year in one trade. Hopefully this was helpful, guys. Please share this channel with friends and family and turn the notification out so you can get notified as soon as videos out. Okay guys, good luck and see you tomorrow.